Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Brandy Yvonne, and if you're here, you are viewing the Brandy Yvonne channel. Here at this channel, we just have fun reviews and recaps and discussions about some of our favorite shows. Please, please, please help me out, you all. Please help me out. Please click the like button if you like what I'm giving. Please click subscribe if you like what I'm giving. If you don't like it, then cut the video off. No harm, no foul. I feel like we should all support each other. I support a lot of my YouTubers. I've come to know a lot of YouTubers just by watching random videos and reviews lately. So please support me as I start this new adventure too. Anyway, get out all that out the way. Yes, I am rocking this scarf tonight because I'm going to try to do my hair tomorrow. So y'all know how it is when you're in between styles. I wasn't trying to put more edge control on, so I decided I'd just do a little scarf. And I still have been homesick this week, but I'm feeling almost 100% better. So I thought I could at least give y'all a little Fenty lip, okay? A little mascara. I know all my lashes are almost off anyway, but I'm just trying to give a little bit of what I can give, okay? Anyway, enough about me. We are going to get straight to the review, okay? Ready to Love Season 5 Reunion Part 2. So, I originally intended to do Ladies Who List Atlanta first to kind of like get it out the way and then do Ready to Love, but Ready to Love was just too much on my spirit, so I said, let me just go straight into Ready to Love. Okay, so first of all, I want to just talk about the host, Tanika Ray. Love Tanika Ray. She's awesome. She looked beautiful. Thought she did a good job hosting. I just wish she would have went a little more in depth with them, like really got into their asses a little bit, like Carlos King did on Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion. And maybe it's because she's not Nephew Tommy, obviously, and she didn't have that rapport with them like Nephew Tommy does. So maybe he would have went in more on them. I feel like there were some things that we needed to spend a little bit more time with. However, I get it. It's only a 2-part reunion. We can only go so far. Plus, Tanika Ray was thrown in at the last minute, so we don't know how much time she had to really prepare for the reunion. So I feel like she did a good job, but I just wish they would have went in on some people more, but it's all good, right? Anyway, second thing I want to talk about before we get into the full-on reunion here is all of the interviews I've noticed the cast members have done. So a lot of cast members have done interviews with Little Black Book on YouTube. I believe his name is Kojo, which those interviews have been really good. I watched the Sabrina one. Love me some Sabrina. I watched the Sydney one. Sydney is my girl. Like, I would hang with her. I watched the Tassia one. I don't think I finished it last night. And I started watching the Mumin one. So, so far the interviews have been good, and we've been learning a lot more about their backstories. The Little Black Book channel, the guy Kojo, he does a really good job with helping them get into depth about their backgrounds, which has been good. I also saw the interview Cornelius did with Rashid and Simone. I can't think of the name of their channel. Anyway, I couldn't even get through it all because he just seemed like he wasn't being honest. So I wasn't here for that interview at all. Anyway, back to the reunion, what we're really here for, right? Okay, so I'm probably going to go out of order. I might just talk about each person in their segment. Just stick with me, y'all. Y'all know how I do. So, we open back up to where we left off, where they're like, didn't y'all hear Camille say, if y'all put my man in the bottom, I'm going to F y'all up. We listened to it a second time around. You know, everybody said, I heard it, I heard it, I heard it. We heard it, okay? I don't know why this is still a debate. We heard it. We all heard it. We heard it at the table. When it first aired, we heard it at the reunion. When they replayed it multiple times, we heard it. I don't get it. Anyway, then we seen Tassia storm off. She said, this is ghetto. I'm not doing this. Y'all over 30. Y'all need to get it together. So then, side note, Tassia did say in her interview that her mom has been in the hospital for like a month, and she was just going through a lot and really stressed out. And that's why she kind of just boiled over in that moment, okay? Anyway, so that's what we didn't know. So anyway, then, you know, somebody go consult her Libba, and I think it was Carrie maybe. Anyway, so then Tanika Ray just agreed, like says, you know what, we're all here. We all need to learn how to communicate better. We need to, this is about love. Let's just move forward and agree to disagree. I don't know how we agree to disagree because we all heard it. Like, no, ain't no agree to disagree to me. We all heard it, okay? Anyway, I think she just wanted to keep the show moving, right? Excuse me. So then, Zadia makes a comment saying, like, we're still here. I don't even know where the comment came from. Basically saying her and Naeem, we're still doing the thing and they're still a couple and yada yada. And Naeem was like, yeah, I left because she left. And then somebody, I think it was Cindy, said, didn't you actually get voted off? And I was just like, girl, you claiming y'all as a couple now? Okay. Because you weren't checking for Naeem. You weren't checking for him. Anyway. And I'm going to try to speak a little bit louder because it sounds like my heater just came on and I'm getting hot. So, anyway, then we move along. Let me see. We had a segment on Courtney. And then Courtney, she's Leo. She's very, like, alpha kind of female, goes for what she wants. And I like Courtney. I loved her energy. I love how she's like, if I want a man, she's going to go after him. She's not scared to go after a man. She's not playing no games, okay? Cornelius wasn't fully feeling all she was giving, I guess because she didn't want to wait to marriage, and she cleared up that was just her preference. Waiting to marriage is his preference, and it is what it is, okay? And then we have a segment on Corey. And then, no, before we got to Corey, we talked about Walter and Sabrina, I believe. So Walter and Sabrina, they show their little package, their little love affair. Okay, so Walter felt like he was caught off guard by Sabrina not choosing him and choosing herself. And he wished that she would have gave him a phone call instead of doing that, I guess, on TV and embarrassing him, really. It's because he was embarrassed down to the TV, right? So I'm like, no, Walter, she doesn't owe you a call. You should have been calling her from the very beginning, and then maybe she would have chose you because you over here playing, Walter. You playing, not calling people. Don't even get me started. So I'm just like, Walter, are you kidding me? And anyway, it just wasn't gonna work between Walter and Sabrina because she doesn't want to have more kids. He wants kids. They were very age appropriate and they looked cute as a couple, but at the end of the day, if he wants kids and she doesn't, it won't work, right? So anyway, Sabrina was like, she gave her 2 cents about it, and then they asked Numeen, like, well, how do you feel hearing this? Because didn't you feel like you were number 2? And Numeen is like, she's shocked to hear Sabrina say that she felt number 2 because Numeen always felt like she was number 2, and it was always clear that Sabrina was number 1, and blah blah blah. And so I can see Moomie's perspective on that. However, I really see Sabrina's. It's like, if it doesn't feel like he's checking for you and you feel like you're not getting everything you deserve, you do have to put yourself first. You have to. Like, I just went through a similar situation. That's a story for another time. I could tell y'all when we have some story times on here, which I plan to do. But anyway, so then moving on. Now let's get to Corey. Corey was up there crying and lying, y'all. Crying and lying, okay? So first of all, they give Corey's little segment about, how, you all saw how Corey was doing. I'm surprised he lasted on the show as long as he did, okay? And remember, he said he got 6 figures, he's 6 foot and something, whatever. There was another 6, I don't remember. Anyway, so, he was copy and paste today. He was really copying and pasting everything he was doing, and so all the girls got hit to it. Remember, he would always have his calendar open. He was like, so I'm available Thursday, you want to go out Thursday? I got so Friday, I got so booked for Saturday. And it was like, what are you doing? And so the member at the end of his package, when he got told he was not ready to love by Courtney, and Courtney was pissed because Courtney, I think, was really liking Corey, and they looked cute together, actually. And so he was crying in the confession, remember? He's like, oh, I don't know why I do this. So then at the reunion, Tanika Ray is like, what was going on for you? And then he started crying again. And he was like, I just do these gestures for women and they think I'm corny. And they're like, oh, you liking me too much and all this stuff. And I'm just hoping that one woman will finally appreciate it and like it. And I do this stuff because I would see my dad do this stuff for my mom and make my mom's face light up. And so I kind of conditioned my mind where all these women are tripping, like if they're not appreciating all these nice gestures I'm doing for them. Now, Corey, I get that part of it. Like, it's great. You want to, like, carve our name and initials in a tree, and you want to, leave me love letters. You want to do all these great chivalrous acts, which are wonderful. We need more men doing that. However, a woman wants to feel special. She doesn't want to feel like you're doing it for every single Jane, Susan, and Mary. Okay, she wants to feel like you're doing it for her only, and she's the only girl in the world. That's what women want to feel. So whatever you're doing for one woman, and if you're gonna turn around and do the same thing for 3 other women, it's not special anymore, Corey. I think that's what the piece he was missing, is that a woman wants to feel like the number one and the only one. We don't want to see you doing the same tricks to get me that you did to get the past 3 girls. It doesn't work well, okay? It doesn't work well. I had an ex like that. Like, he was good for buying gifts and taking you on trips. That was his thing, And it was cute and fun while it lasted, but, I did realize it was his thing. So anyway, so he cried and everybody kind of felt sorry for him. They're like, take your time, brother, take your time. And so then Sabrina was like, he just thinks about things in a different way. He's misunderstood. And Camille was defending him there. And she was like, yeah, Camille would always defend him to me and say, he's a good guy. He just thinks things differently. And so Sabrina was, feeling bad for him. And everybody was kind of feeling bad for him. So then Tanika Ray asked Courtney, like, hey, has your heart changed about Corey after you hear all this? Like, how do you feel? And Courtney was like, no, like, I still feel like it's bullshit, okay? Like, you weren't making it, especially you were doing the same carbon copy thing for everybody, and I'm just ad-libbing, okay? So then Mumin said basically the same thing, like, you can't be telling me I'm gonna meet your parents and telling every other girl they're gonna meet your parents, like it's not special anymore. So, which is what I'm saying. So anyway, then we go on to Sia's package, and they show how Sia almost got eliminated like the first episode, and she's like, damn, why y'all was trying to eliminate me? And so then they show her journey and how she got off the show, and Corey. So then Corey was up there smiling, I guess, too hard. Tanika Ray was like, oh, what is this about, Corey? And then he was like, kind of chuckled. And then Sia was like, I've been waiting for Corey to tell the truth this whole time. So everybody's like, what? Like, tell the truth about what? And so then Sia was like, no, it was also me. Like, Corey was also sending me all the same texts and love letters and doing all the same things, saying I'm gonna meet your parents and all that to me. So I was like the 3rd or 4th party in this whole love thing that everybody keeps forgetting about or leaving out. So I guess when the show cut the show and edited everything, they never really showed the dates and dynamic between Sia and Corey. Yeah, they only really showed like Corey and Courtney and Corey and Mumin. So Sia's like, no, I was also one of his main interests. And so then Tanika Ray was like, oh, well, Sia, you also had a thing with Phil, and do you feel like Phil could have did something different? She's like, no, like Phil did what he's supposed to do. Like if he wanted to apply more pressure, he would have, but he had interest somewhere else. So Sia felt like she was like in the middle all the time with all the guys. And so and then Corey was like, no, like I fought for you in deliberations all the time. Like I would be like, why y'all not putting her in the top and all this stuff? So then the men are getting irritated with Corey at this point because they're like, he's lying. So Walter was like, I haven't sitting there this whole time. I've been sitting here quiet, but I have to say, like, Corey, no, like we already all said Sia is the realest, Sia is the dopest, Sia is the thing. Like you never had to like fight for us to see Sia like that. And then he was like, nah, because you guys weren't. And I said Sia was my dark horse. And Sia's like, what are you saying? Like, what are you talking about? Dark horse, what does that mean? And so then Corey's just lying, just steady lying. And so they're like, what? And so then even Phil. Now, y'all know Phil, big old quiet giant back there. He not really saying much. But even when Phil had to pipe up, I said, I know Corey lying. Because if Phil even had to jump in there and say something, Phil was like, nah, I got to say something, interrupt you, bro. Like, because I had to defend Tasia about you. I had to defend you to Tasia. So no, you not going to sit up here and say you was defending Tasia to us the whole time. So basically, all Corey's... So any ounce of feeling sorry for Corey y'all had, I hope you threw it away. Because the brother's still lying, okay, with all that crying. So he just needed to get it together. He wasn't ready for love, and he is still not, in my opinion, okay? So then, anyway, I believe they moved on to back to Zadia, okay? And show her little package. Like I said from the beginning, I never really saw for Zadia. It's no shade, it's no harm, it's no foul. I didn't see what everybody was saying, maybe because I'm not a man, but I didn't see it. So anyway, so they show her package, they show her put a little finger up in Dante's face, and he's steady eating that risotto. That was one of the best scenes. And then show her talking to Naim and all that. So then the host was like, okay, you know, have you talked to Dante since? Have you apologized? And she said they apologized. Even Dante confirmed they've had a conversation. She's apologized and all that. And so then the host asked her, which I did like that she asked her, was like, okay, was all this because you saw Aisha get with Dante and then you're going to pick Naim now? So then Zadia gave this little like Jedi mind trick twisted answer about how, oh, in the past, you know, I've always picked guys based on fun, but then I realized, like, once I seen how things were going, and I needed to, you know, pick a guy for more serious reason, and you know, Naim, he is fun, and I remember she said he's a rule follower, a rule breaker or something, and all this stuff. So I was through. I'm like, Zadia, we not blind here. We all see that he was choice number 2. I guess he the only one that don't see it. So basically, she tried to flip it to make it look like and say, oh, well, Naim was still number 1, and I didn't just pick Naim because Dante picked Aisha. But basically, that is what you did. That's what happened. That's what we saw. Naim, I don't know how he could sit there next to her, defend her the way he was in part 1, and not feel like number 2. That you basically were number 2, because in the video, in the package, when she was all up in Dante's face with her finger inappropriately, she said, I was going to choose you. She never said Naim was her number 1. Now, I don't know what happened for her when she got to the retreat. Is it maybe because she already noticed Dante was giving Aisha a lot of attention before they got to the retreat? And I feel like there's so much they don't show us, and we just don't even know for real. Because when she got to the retreat, she was downplaying Dante at one point, and she downplayed Naim at one point. So I don't know what she was up to. And to be honest with y'all, I don't see a connection between Zadia and Naim. Naim does not look like Zadia's type at all. Like, at all. At all, okay? So I don't know what that's about. But anyway, so Tanika Ray asked Naim, like, hey, you know, did you see the red flags because you know, she put her finger in Dante's face, and the guys even told you, like, hey, just because she don't act like this with you, I mean, she's not. Like, did you see the red flags? And he was like, oh, yeah, I saw him. I took him into consideration, but, you know, we together. And I'm just like, really? Because the red flags was brighter than that red and that fuchsia y'all both got on. They was, come on. Excuse me, whatever. If Naim like it, I guess. So then we get to the package with Dante and Aisha, and my face lit up because that was the couple I was rooting for. They did come through at the end. It don't matter. They were truly, for me, the only genuine couple I've seen on the show. For me, Cornelius and Camille are not a genuine couple. I mean, if they feel like they really are, I can't take that feeling away from them. I understand that. However, I don't see them as a genuine couple because, I mean, Cornelius still look like he being held against his will. Naim's second place, so Naim and Zadia is not a genuine couple. I mean, I see Sydney and Phil as a couple, but I don't see them. I see them still as very surface level. And maybe they have more, maybe we just can't tell, you know. And they're just dating, which is fine. But I see Aisha and Dante as like a for real couple, if that makes sense. And y'all comment below. Let me know what y'all think about the couples. So anyway, Dante, Aisha, they show their package, how they really, you know, got it popping at the retreat. And Dante had them in pajamas and gave them a massage and all that. So then during the whole package, woo, y'all ready to love camera people? Ain't shit. Y'all ready to love camera people. Y'all was wrong. Y'all was so dead wrong. The whole time, Aisha and Dante are talking, and they're going through the whole package on Tanika Ray's talking to them about where they are now. They kept panning the camera to the crayon box. I call them the crayon box. The crayon box consisted of Camille, Cornelius, Zadia, Naeem, and those 4 bright colors they were wearing, trying to coordinate and match and look like whatever they was trying to give, okay? So they kept panning over to them, and their faces and body language was so ugly. Like, they didn't even try to smile the whole time. At one point, Zadia was smiling in the beginning, then she stopped. But Cornelia's face looked angry pretty much the whole time Aisha and Dante were talking. Camille acting like she couldn't be bothered and wouldn't even look at the camera. She over there fooling with Cornelius and fooling with her dress and all this and looking stank. Naeem and Zadia was looking stank. I was like, are y'all kidding me? Like, every time the camera went to them, they needed to fix their face. And that is just really sad and ugly. And I don't even want to go into all that, but I was cracking up like, on Ready to Love people. Y'all is shady with the camera work. Shady. So anyway, Dante and Aisha, basically, they're trying to take it slow. They've been through some highs and lows. And Dante said a really good, important fact that the real work starts once the show's over. And I feel like that's probably what really happens, because now you don't have to do things for the show anymore. So it's like, or what are you going to really do in real life to show up? Which we see can be hard sometimes, like Frank, you know, he didn't show up. Okay. So that's good that Aisha and Dante are continuing to show up for each other and taking it slow. Tanika Ray's like asking them about marriage. I was like, dang, we better get a proposal up on here. But no, we need to slow it down. Let them have their process, let them take their time. But I can see Dante and Aisha working out. They both have kids. Aisha's been married before. I could really see that working out. So anyway, everybody wishes them the best and all that good stuff. Ready to Love, the brother who got eliminated at first, he never got to talk. And I think it was Carrington. He also never got to talk. But anyway, I don't know if Libba got to talk either. But anywho, maybe she talked to part 1. I don't know. Anyway, Tanika Ray is like, okay, you know, usually at the end, we do last words and all that. And, you know, it's really good this season that we had a lot of couples, even though all of them didn't make it to the end. We still had a lot of couples. And I was like, Tanika Ray, did we have a lot of couples, girl? Did we? Because like I said, I don't... Some of those couples aren't genuine. And you know, the other thing I realized is probably the reason why the crayon box over there, which consists again of Camille, Cornelia, Zadia, and Naeem, they were sitting there looking salty because they thought that the Brown Girl squad, including the men, thought that they were going to be the ones making it to the end. And they didn't. And they hated on Aisha the whole time. And Aisha and Dante, who was Zadia's man, they made it to the end. That's why their faces was all screwed up the whole time, because they didn't make it to the end. And they thought they were all that and they were going to make it to the end. But see, that's what happens when you ugly. Hey, you're not going to win. You're not going to win when you ugly. You not. Anyway, hopefully they fix their hearts and their attitudes, right? So anyway, Tanika Ray was like, okay, any last, you know, anyone, last call, you know, anyone here you want to shoot your shot at? Last remarks, blah, blah, blah. So then she's like, Tyrone. And so then Tyrone was like, oh, does the host count for shooting shots? And then Tanika Ray's like, oh my God, blah, blah, you know. And I'm just like, okay, girl, like that might be something, Tanika Ray. I'm gonna have to hit her up. Like, did you pursue that, Tyrone? Or was it just the moment for the show? Because it's just funny that you called out Tyrone and he said all that. But anyway, you know, that would be cute, Tanika Ray. You might want to follow up with Tyrone. Anyway, after the show ended, we saw a sneak peek of next season, which starts literally next week. I said, Ready, Love, and Own is not going to give us a break, which is fine. All good. We'll be here same time next Friday. Catch me on Twitter. Catch me then on YouTube, and we can discuss the show. Please, 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 y'all, like, subscribe, share, comment. I'm dying to know what other people are thinking of the show. Ready, Love, you know, is always good. It's always fun. I know a lot of people didn't like this season, and this season was interesting compared to other seasons. I do think that some of the past seasons had more camaraderie, like the season Rashid and Simone were on. They felt more like a family. Minus a couple incidents, they were more like really there to do more of the process than some of the ones on this season were. So I think that was the different dynamic. Plus, the season with Simone and Rashid, they were on a resort the whole time. I feel like those are the better seasons, y'all. I really do. When they're all in the same area all the time at one time, I feel like they bond better and really are forced to get to know each other better. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, please comment. Let me know what y'all think. I know I didn't wave to y'all a bunch of times. I'm gonna wave one more time and say goodbye.